Kimmy. Hey, it's Kimmy. VA is where I stay. I didn't come to play. Being on Kimmy's Korner is definitely the way. We talk and keep it real as a vibe, so just relax. I got the hottest topics. Get ready, sit back and watch it. It's Kimmy. Hey, it's Kimmy. Kimmy's Korner. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly Evans. Welcome to Kimmy's Korner. If you're new, and if you are not new, welcome back. Cause as you can see by the thumbnail, I got something to say. I always got something to say. Alright, so let's start it off like this. First of all, even if you all don't have a business or dating anyone that has a business, maybe this is something that you would want to watch now, so that if the time comes, you kind of already could be mentally prepared for it. Or even if it's a little hobby that you have that would turn into a small business, you would be able to benefit from this video. Okay, I'm a business owner. My wife is not. However, I have friends that are business owners and their significant others are not, or they are not the business owner and their significant other is. So I basically have heard different things, experienced different things, kind of going back and forth with, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it, this is how it's supposed to be? Is this is that and third? Okay, of course, nothing comes with a manual, but I feel like I got the tea, and I got maybe not the solution, but a better perspective from the perception, so you can get a better understanding. So let's get into it. All right, so if you are the business owner, let me talk about it from my perspective. If you are the business owner and your significant other comes to you, mind you, let me say, I was talking to a young lady, which is a digital creator. She use AI, and she create her content and digital stuff using AI or whatever. So I was having a conversation with her because on her website, you know, she had gave us a lot of free content that we could use. And on her website, she kind of, you know, sparked my interest on how she priced her stuff. And I'm like, wow. So me and her had a conversation on how to do that. And she was like, my boyfriend just be saying, like, why do I give away stuff for free that took me money and time to research and all of that when they can do it too? And she basically was not like, you just don't understand. So they kind of had an argument about it. And I was like, girl, I can relate. I really don't have arguments about it, or my wife really doesn't say, why do you give away stuff for free? However, she do be like, well, why do you be on your phone all the time? Or it has been, well, why do you got stuff everywhere or something like that? Because I do more than just digital creating. I do crafts, hair, press on nails, logos, websites. I also do a little kitchen stuff, like I've cooked dinners, cookies. I got my grandkids a business. They do hot chocolate bombs. Then I also do the Kool-Aid pickles and pineapples. I do the candied fruit. So I'm kind of like from crafts to kitchen to hair to computer, laptop, phone. Like I'm just all over the place or whatever. So I had to use what I've learned in that conversation with her. And I was like, basically neither one of y'all are wrong, because for one, he don't have a business mindset to understand that you give and take in a business. So his point of view was, if you've worked hard, and his perception and perspective of what he see and how he view that to him from what he see you do is basically, if you blood, sweat, and tears to learn this, why you giving it away? That's right. From him, from his point of view, his perspective. But from yours is, this is what I did, but if I could show these people that, trustworthy, because nowadays in time, you got scammers, you got people that may have a few of the products so that they can get reviews. So say for instance, they got 5 products. They send it out to 5 people. They get 5 reviews. The rest of the people going to come on in and they really don't have the product. They're still scammers because they don't have that product no longer. And they just invested in a little bit just so they could be scammers. So it's still hard out there. So if you give something free, and to kind of let people know, like, hey, if that was her mindset, like, hey, this is what I can offer you, but I can offer you way more. You basically give them a little bit. Your significant other won't even know that that's a little bit. They just thinking, look, you need to charge every time because you struggling, or you this, that, and the third, and just what you need to do. So she just like, he be fussing at me. And I used to feel like, dang, she be fussing at me. And I'm like, they just don't have that business mindset to understand, because we don't already have the tools. So we're trying to figure it out. But they don't even have the business mindset of how it works. So you're right by how you're doing it, and it's your business, but they are also right because they care about you being their significant other. Life is not always about who's right. It's sometimes the perspective and the perception is misunderstood. Yes, we both talking about giving away something. Yes, we're both talking about something that we've worked hard for. And yes, we are both talking about it's the same picture, but it's a different outlook on it, only because of the position that you play in the situation. Just like, let me not really tap on things too much about something, but okay, just like when some people call stepchildren bonus kids, like some people have a problem with that. I really don't see an issue with it at all. If they stepkids, that's your term that you're using. If the family is okay with it, then that's what it is. And if they're your bonus kids, if that's what y'all agree to, who am I? Now, stepkids are stepkids. Some kids don't like to be called stepkids. Some kids don't like to be called bonus kids. If they your kid, they your kid. That's my opinion. I also agree with that. My kids is my kids. Not no, oh, these are bonus kids. That separates my biological from his or her kids. Or if I don't have any, that's kind of like, dang, so I'm not really her kid. She always got to say step kid or bonus kid. It's just whatever works for you, works for you. So at the end of the day, if you've watched my other podcast that I did with Miss Janika, life is about perception and perspective. You can see the same thing and have a different understanding to it. So at the end of the day, when your significant other that is not the business owner come to you, basically, instead of getting mad and saying, go get you a business and see how to run it, or whatever, or just be upset and be like, how could you? This is the way that I'm trying and you're not helping me. Like, not even saying that you're being negative, because your feelings are your feelings and you're entitled to them. However, take it in. Figure out how to explain to them, like, look, this is this and this is that. But also let them know that this is the way that you're dangling in your business and trickling to try to see if this is, your scale, you got it on a scale, and you want to let them know that I appreciate this, because it could be something that they could be bringing to you now that they see how you feel, but now don't want to because you're going to reject them or dismiss their feelings, and they feel like they don't even have a part of your business. So even if this has happened to you, and you might want to revisit the conversation, because that might be another door that you need to open, because I'm one of them, people sit and talk to other people in public, and somebody could overhear something and go take it to their significant other, like, okay, I understood this, but I was right about this, but you were also right about that. You don't want them to feel like they can't come to you and say anything about your business just because they don't operate a business, they don't have a business, or whatever. Like it could be something that you do to spark them to want to. But now it done been so much dismissed and, brushed off feelings that just might not be, because nowadays it's kind of hard to elevate your partner if y'all kind of like got opposites of like lifestyles or whatever. Because I got a lot going on, and my wife, she kind of like, she gonna stay stern, and if that don't work, then she'll go to something else. Me, I have a couple of things started at one time and be overwhelmed and expect for her to just be like, Stinks, just be like, I understand you're overwhelmed, let me hold you. She'll be like, who told you to do all that? And I'd be like, but Stinks. But at the end of the day, it's your partner at the end of the day, regardless of what you all talk about, or regardless of what aspect in life that you all are in. Even if it's not a business, I can't stress it enough. Even if it's not a business, you all having differences, it's more than likely misunderstood. The argument came from a misunderstanding. The fight came from a misunderstanding. Not saying if it got really physical that you're supposed to be like, oh, he or she didn't mean it. If it got to get physical, then that's a whole nother level. But abuse does come in different forms. You can have emotional abuse. However, sometimes you got to feel like, what did I do to contribute to this? Even though this person could care less about what they said to me, you don't know that. It could be a trigger for a trigger, open wound for an open wound. Hurt people. Not saying that is okay, but that is the cycle that we have stumbled upon nowadays. It ain't got no race on it. Everybody's just kind of doing it. You don't want to look like a fool. You don't want to feel like you giving more than you taking or whatever. Communication is key. However, even if there's not necessarily communication, but valuing the other person and what's important to both parties, you both have to talk about things even if it's uncomfortable. So, like I said, I wanted to use that in the business aspect because most people have a business that they call it a hobby, so they really don't understand that it still can cause conflict. Like some women do hair in their house and people pay them to do it. That's a business. Regardless of whether you call it a business, I'm good at what I do, so I just get people to pay me. People good at what they do out here in these storefronts and they get people to pay them. That's a business. So if your significant other, if you come in, okay, you was walking because your tire was flat. Somebody stopped and picked you up on the side of the road. You do hair, they need their hair done. You want to say, I'm going to give it to you half price, or you really did help me today that I'm going to do your hair for free. All your significant other know is you done did somebody hair today and you ain't got no money for it, and they want to know what the fuck going on. It was communication to let them know, like, hey, before that hairdo was even free, when I had called you, when I was on the side of the road, that day when I was this, that, and the third. No. Because saying that day means we're talking about it after it happened. But while the situation is happening, you called your significant other. There was no way possible that they could help you. They either tried to get somebody to come and help you, but just so happened a car was coming down the road and they picked you up. Letting your significant other know at the end of the day, and this is man or woman, letting your significant know at the end of the day that this is what happened to me. I thank them so much, this, then the third. By you doing hair and that same person come and it's a free hairdo, not saying that person should say, oh, I understand. You ain't even got it because that's that person that helped you. But just letting them know, like, look, hey, I felt that the value of what they did for me was priceless. And this is how I can repay them at minimum. It's still your decision, but still having that open communication versus it's your turn to buy something, or your turn to pay for something or something, and you're not able to pay for it, but your significant other know you just did hair, and it's like, why you ain't got no money type stuff. So saying certain things, you never know how important it is that next week or that next month or whatever the situation may be. You just have to understand that You not always gonna have good days. Your bad days not always gonna last for a long period of time. But if you put forth the effort and not look at it as I keep putting out and I don't get back in return, then you need to rethink some things, because sometimes it might not be that they're the problem. It could be you are the problem. And I wanted to say that. But trouble don't last always. And if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And that's just pretty much where that come in at. So if you had this conversation with your significant other about this business aspect of why you chose to do something that they disagree with, it's the delivery. Trust me, it's the delivery on either end. They came at you wrong or you responded wrong. That's pretty much what it is, because you can pretty much get through any conversation. You just have to want to. Yes, of course, it's hot outside. The kids done got on your nerves. Your boss done got on your nerves. What did your significant other have to do with that? If you don't communicate, this person doesn't know how you feel about certain things. So then they'll be like, oh yeah, his boss done got on his nerve today. Or her coworkers done ticked her off for the last time. Like, it lessens the load to communicate. It don't always have to be that you're talking about your feelings. Just talk about what you feel you need to talk about so that load is lessened when it comes to, I guess, lashing out at your partner or making your partner feel unheard, unwanted, unvalued, and untrusted with any decisions that they may have about your business. You say, this is my business, I paid for it, I did that and the third. You might be true. I mean, you might be telling the truth. That might be all true. But what is that saying to your significant other if they're your significant other? And I'm talking about boyfriend, fiance, or husband. I'm talking about girlfriend, fiance, or husband. It don't matter. Words could cut deep. You be like, nah, she ain't that sensitive, or he ain't that sensitive. You never know. Today might have been a day where what you said hurt. People change every day. We ain't who we was last month, last year, 5 years ago. Things are different. Every time something new happens, talk about it. It is important to talk about the different milestones, how it could have been prevented. Talk at a low, calm voice. Yeah, of course you go. I talk loud. I talk loud. I want you to hear me. I want to be able to hear myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm going deaf. And I just be like, hear me. Then it's like, don't scream at me. Lower your tone. You're talking at me. Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but and at that point, you ain't hearing each other. So I've learned that if my wife come to me and she be like, well, why did you do this? And why did you make that decision? Even if her delivery was, what the fuck was you thinking? Or why the hell? This and the third. Look, first of all, I understand that you are supposed to come to me and say how you feel. However, this is why I did this. But you have to remember that this is a process for me, this trial and error for me, and I'm trying to figure it out along the way. I'm doing the research. If this works, then that works. If that doesn't work, I have to find something else. Don't feel like you just don't have to say all of that, because this ain't just somebody off the street saying, why did you do that? Yeah, you might could tell them, mind your business. Your significant other is your significant other for a reason. They have feelings. They may have not thought about their demeanor or how it came off or whatever. Obviously, they care if they brought it to your attention. So your delivery or your response to them is, hey, wait a minute. That delivery was a look like, hey, wait a minute. But let me answer your question, or let me let you, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, because you never know. Like, say for instance, I don't know nothing about sports. However, if my wife went and bought a whole outfit in Cowboys, I mean, headgear, some of everything, and I'd be like, why did you buy all that? You haven't been doing it. So why? And I mean, why? Like, what? Matter of fact, none of my money. None of my personal money, no bill money, no nothing. She got her personal money, I got my personal money. Who was I to go to her and say that? But just in case I did, I don't want the response to be, it was my money and I bought it because I wanted to. But the way that I came off is going to get that back in return. Versus, what mood were you in for you to get all that giddy up? Like, it's a way to say, hey, without saying, hey, like, the fuck? So, at the end of the day, delivery, response, understanding, perception, perspective, all plays a part. If this is the person that you want to be with, don't feel like I keep finding myself explaining everything to them. They don't want to ever explain nothing to me. Then your approach about stuff that they explain to you needs to be worked on. Or the delivery or whatever, something. I'm going to say this. And the point of it was about the business, but it's more than just the business. You don't want for the situation to be on your end of, how they say it, people make time for people that they want to make time for, or this person ain't do this when they was with me, so why is they doing this with this person? That's that same thing. That person, first of all, people fill voids. Excuse me, whatever void they don't get filled with you, they try to fill it with somebody else, even though it might cause another void that you did feel. That's just how life works. However, understand that if you change, they change. This might have worked for y'all for 5 years straight, and then on the 6th year, this might not work no more. So what was different? Now we need to revisit it, because is it me? Is it you? Like, is it something? Because I'm noticing a change, instead of saying, oh my God, what the fuck? This shit, you ain't been doing it. Da, 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 da. Like, hey, babe, is everything okay? Did something change? Because I noticed this, that, and the third. Like, of course, they may not say nothing, because sometimes people have a hard time, telling you things, or when they don't have it always figured out, they just don't want to say anything at all. But just kind of, revisit it maybe in another week or something. Like, let them know, like, hey, I care, I understand. And if you're not ready to talk, just know that I want to let you know that I understand this, that, and the third. So, however, when that person is ready to come to you with something, you can have a better approach. They can receive it better, and it is better. Just like with the business aspect of the situation, you want them to be able to know how to come to you, feel comfortable with coming to you, and have a better understanding at how to come at you, if that made sense. So, again, for those of you all that don't know me, I am Kimberly Evans. So welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Don't forget to go and watch other episodes that I have, and other little funny little stuff, and my little TikTok shorts and all that other stuff. So until I come back again, stay tuned for the next episode or my shenanigans, because I'm just extra as fuck. See you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share.